y'all, the procrastination has been oh so real. I've tried so hard. I need y'all to extend me some grace. My ruling planet, Mars, is retrograde in Gemini on top of this full moon in Gemini that we just had. So, whew, let your girl get it together. I'm doing my best right now. Yes, I'm doing my best. Either way, it's your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with the general tarot reading for this full moon in Gemini. I know it's late. I know it happened yesterday at 9:08 p.m. Mountain, 11:08 p.m. Eastern. I'm hyper aware. It was one of my best friend's birthdays. Another best friend now lives with me. We've been having a glorious time. Gemini, socialize, mingling, interacting with new people. The socialization that I had last night, I ain't had that shit in a minute. I've never had that with roommates. Well, no, I haven't had that with roommates since my like early 20s. So that's been very healing for my heart personally. Anyway, be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. Patreon has all the Sagittarius season videos. YouTube's not going to get them until halfway through the season. Patreon.com/justjeverything for free content. Check out my Instasham at justj_everything. TikTok, where everything's really at justjeverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, justjeverything.com. Okay, full moons are a time of a release. This is not a time to manifest. This is not a time to manifest. This is not a time to manifest. This is not the time to manifest. This is not the time to manifest. But keep your eyes open. Keep your mind open. Your mind will be expanding, I feel like, over the next 2-3 weeks. Excuse me. And this is the time where we really get to harvest the seeds that we've sown from the new moon in Sagittarius on the 23rd. So with Gemini here, what we're talking about, what we're dealing with, that those energies are communication, interaction, education, but at the root, exchange, true exchange. And so there's something here about understanding that, and one of the questions I want to ask actually is like, how can we experience more even exchange, more truer exchange, more stimulating exchange? Words can really block feeling here when dealing with Gemini energy. Gemini, yeah, words can block feelings. 3:33 on the clock, and there is this need to like co-create better when it comes to words, especially you Gemini, sun, moon, and rising. Even y'all with Venus in Gemini, there is a tension with words and feelings, and some of your feelings can get lost in your words and vice versa. So when it comes to Gemini, this full moon is conjunct Mars retrograde. So like I was saying, words can block feelings, and then like those words or those blocked feelings can really block actions, block you from or from getting to move at the pace that you want to move. So actions are somehow being like locked up too in a way. And so extend grace, extend grace, extend grace. Where there is this forced slowdown here with that the collective is experiencing with Mars retrograde in Gemini and 444. And so there is this being forced to slow down, to really reevaluate your actions, reevaluate your pace, and really evaluate your maturity. That's a thing too. So like I said, I know I'm late. It happened yesterday at 16 degrees Gemini. And you know I'm going to hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. And let's just see, because, you know, this energy is still unfolding for the next 2.5 weeks. So you can also find this online by just Googling Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. Did I pass it somehow? I don't think I did. Here we go. Gemini 16. So Elias Lonsdale's description of the 16th degree of Gemini is a single sunflower wilting and dropping its seeds. Funny, because I just said, keep your eyes and mind open to the harvest you've sown this month. The seeds that you've sown. Anyways, the sun shines so bright that it compels all of us to empty ourselves out and bake in the light and the warmth of spirit. We are transfixed by solar power and impelled to unite with our destiny, no matter how extravagant or unlikely that destiny proves to be. A momentum is pulsating with edges to track. In order to do so, you have to breathe into it and let go a whole lot. And then there you are, calling onward. You can hear it. Everybody else can too. Ooh! And so the spirit caller cracks through and brings futures alive in the light of a sun that never sets. Ooh! And so the spirit caller cracks. Let's stop there. The spirit caller. Woo! What's your first reaction? Who do you call on first? Which aspect of yourself do you call on first? Do you reach for spirit at all? I know if you're fucking with me, you do. But there is something here about, that just came through, like, let spirit be your first call. And so the spirit caller cracks through and brings futures alive in the light of a sun that never sets. This motherfucker here. Some of us are so afraid that the sun is going to set on us. It's funny because I have a sunset chart, and that's a thing. When the sun is setting, often you can be afraid that, like, you're not going to get your moment, or you're not going to get your recognition, or you're not going to get your thing. And it's something I have to, like, call myself out on. And that's where, like, my faith chimes in so hard. And I was having a session actually yesterday where this girl was just like, yo, like, how do I get my faith like yours? Like, you have not wavered in this one, like, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like, yo, like, I know what I believe in. I know who I am, and I am so faithful, Aries, because of the Pisces shit. I got Pisces in my subconscious right behind me. I believe. And so there is something about, like, I don't have a choice but to figure out, like, what's going on faith-wise, what's going on belief-wise, because it's so entwined with my identity. And that could be something with, like, Aries sun folk to pay attention to, like, what they believe in. If they're materialistic, that's who they are. If they're all about sports and winning and competition, that's who they are, and that's what they do. It's just like whatever they choose to believe in, you know what I mean? It's like it's tied to their identity. And that's what's coming up here with this full moon with Mars retrograde, and also as Jupiter is getting ready to leave Pisces and go into Aries. There is a huge need for all of us to get a firm grip on what it is that we believe in. The sun will not set on you. It may feel like it. It may feel like time's running out, but that shit is an illusion. Time is not linear. There's all of these timelines are going all at the same fucking time. Like, the past is happening now. The future is happening now. All that matters is right fucking now. And that can be inundating. That can be daunting. I understand that. But that's what this full moon is all about. It's time to wrap our minds around the bigger picture. It's time to wrap our minds around the new upgrade that wants to be provided to our collective and to our mind by way of the divine. There's new information about our governments, about our species, about who's really running the show, about who's really, like, who's in power, who isn't, what aspects of you are in power, and what's out of balance. The micro will be reflecting the macro. And with this full moon here, full moons are a time of release. It's time for us to release something that we think, a way that we think, Gemini, so that we can expand into Sagittarius. I understand. We can expand our thinking into a new understanding. So, I got a few decks out and I just want to play a little bit. I have the, what is this again? I think it's the Brain Texture Tarot. It's local. It's only in Salt Lake. Can be found at Cat and Cauldron. I don't know if they still sell it, but they probably do. You can call up there, look online. But I just want to get some messages. Actually, hold up. Let's slow our roll. Pray. Hydrate. Light it if you got it. As we create sacred space for our benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth, thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Gemini. Making sure we get all the messages, all the insight that we need from it. And I don't want to ask this deck any questions, actually. I just want to see what comes out. It's very abstract, and it's meant to make you think. It's meant to make you look at things differently. And this is, I'm assuming, the Page of Swords. It doesn't come with directions, so you kind of got to use your own discretion on this one. And it feels like, ooh, I just heard like pinpoint. There's something here about like pinpointing a new discernment, pinpointing a new understanding. Like not seeing things so linearly or so cyclically. Anyway, there is something about like seeing beyond the pattern, or seeing beyond your current situation, seeing beyond your current understanding. I do feel like it's time to think big picture. With this being a page, this is the initial stages of a new perspective that wants to come in. Very makes sense, very Gemini energy. Maybe somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that's coming in. I feel like also there's something about standing up to, I don't know why this feels like David and Goliath. Like, in the giant being your mind, your giant being the system, your giant being, you know, your own personal giant, whatever it is, you know, that's manifesting that makes you feel small, or that has you feeling weak, or, you know, whatever it is that's feeling like bigger than you right now. I feel like it's time to trust in the power of the new sword, the new information, the new mindset, the new interactions that are coming in. There may be somebody with Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius placements that's like younger than you, or that's just new in your life, that I do feel like has something to teach you. Don't be afraid of words. Powerful truths need to be spoken. I feel like new ideas are definitely going to be rushing in and needing to be examined and taken really seriously, which is why Mars is retrograde in Gemini, because the ideas, the quality of the ideas, the quality of the information that's coming in, the quality of these new, the new certifications, or the new industry, or the new field of study that you're going to be taking, whatever it is, you don't need to like jump at it. Like, you know, Mars energy would have you, or Aries energy would have you. You need to like be observing. You need to be carrying the one, you know what I mean? It's time to it's time to slow down and evaluate, and it's like you're not gonna be able to like charge towards this anyway. So the divine's not gonna play us like that. Whatever information is coming in, we need to extrapolate this shit. We need to unpack it. We need to understand. There is some big time like deduction coming in, especially when it comes to our mindsets. And it just feels like breaking out of like Eight of Swords energy, breaking out of that loop, breaking out of that, you know, and elevating in the realm of the mind in some sort of way, going from like the 8, the 9, the 10 to the ace to the page. That's how this feels. And so whatever comes up, that you may have to take the high road. There may be some sort of like conflict or someone being petty. You may be tempted to be petty. Don't be a petty patty, please. No petty mayonnaise. Let me get 3 cards from this. I just feel like also like where you're going. Yeah, there's something here about just different directions. And it's funny that the card that just came out is scrutiny. It's like, yeah, that's why like we're needing to scrutinize stuff. We're needing to really take another look before we just act and move in haste. There is this new chapter, new opportunity, new like leap of faith or opportunity to take a leap of faith. There could be a new relationship, a new connection, a new opportunity in your career, a new opportunity to study something new. Whatever it is, it's time to like slow the fuck down and scrutinize this. Also, some of you are really feeling scrutinized. Some of you are really feeling someone's eyes on you, or someone's telling you that they're looking at you. Someone's telling you that they're paying close attention at their, or someone's like going through your Facebook, or someone's, you know, looking, you know, you may be doing that. You may be like years deep in someone's fucking Instagram feed or something like that, just like looking. And I think that's good. Pay attention, know what the fuck you're getting into, because the Fool's on the bottom of the deck. And so there is something here about, I'd rather you know, I'd rather you walk into this with all the information. I feel like our ability to scrutinize is really leveling up. Our ability to be like, our ability to say, hey, that's a red flag, and name it as a red flag. Our ability to say that's a great quality in someone, I really admire that, is really coming in. There is just something about, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you slowing down, you scrutinizing, you not minding the winding road. Do not mind the winding road. Do not mind the chaos. Do not mind all the different directions that are coming up, because you're cultivating stability, your ability to navigate those winding roads, your ability to navigate whatever tumultuous situation you're in, your ability to like ride the motherfucking roller coaster or ride the wave is really going to prove to like yourself, most importantly, that you can handle, like you got whatever is coming your way. Whatever, you know, whatever hardship could come after this, it's like, bitch, I've already been thrown to and fro all over. Like, not only do I now know what to do with this 10 of Pentacles stability, this family, this cluster, this togetherness, I know what to do with it, but I've earned it, and I feel confident in doing what I need to do to like keep it, to maintain it. There may be somebody that you think is a square, or someone that okay, that's something too. Someone that is really all over the place, but they're actually, or presents like they're all over the place, presents like they're chaos, but they're really a square. Or someone that presents like a square and they're really like chaotic and all over the place once you get to know them. There could just be so many different trains of thought, so many different ideas, so many different like So much information that's coming in. Bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords. Interesting. And I feel like we have the ability to, wow, I was just about to say, wow. We have the ability to confront our fear. We have the ability now to confront our pain. We have the ability to, oh, it's funny it says conform. Anyway, I saw confront. But some of you, out of pain, have been conforming. But now it's time to confront the ways that you've conformed for love. Confront the ways that this previous disappointment or this pain had you conform in some sort of way. There is just some sort of like, there may be an ex that you really need to quiet your mind about. You're needing to really, I feel like we're all in a place where this slowdown, this energy in Gemini is going to be able, or give us the ability to like really start processing the lessons from the pain. And that's what Sagittarius season's all about. I understand. And so we're being asked to understand. All right. I'm going to pull three. Fuck it. We'll go as long as we need to. I'm going to pull three from the Starseed Oracle. For our greatest and highest good. That's the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this full moon in Gemini. Wow. First card that we have is Cracked Open, Rock Bottom, Surrender to the Alchemy of Life. And it was reversed. So I feel like some of us have been cracked open and some of us, 2207, that's my number. Or 27 is my number. Anyway, cracked open. Some of us have been cracked open and some of us are evading being cracked the fuck open. Some of us, there's like some sort of shedding or a splitting or access to old pain that is really like causing a breaking out, a breaking down. There's just like, some of us, it's just like, had your heart broken so much so now that it can stay open is how this feels. It's like it stays open in a different way. You are now being asked to open up. And rock bottom being mentioned is just like something may have hurt. The Three of Swords was indicated. I feel like there could be just things that have hurt. You really, I feel like also what's being evaluated here is our reactions to hurt, our reactions to disappointment, our reactions to not getting our way, our reactions to intimacy, vulnerability, intense conversation, showing ourselves, also seeing ourselves. Some of us are having a hard time understanding just how powerful we are. Having a hard time understanding maybe how powerful this person that's come into your life is. The light that emits from them. The light that is going to shine on all of your dark shadows. And trust yourself and trust yourself that you're choosing quality people. Take the time to make sure you're choosing quality people to let in. And then you won't feel so weird whenever this natural opening up or falling away starts to happen. But there is this like understanding of the pain that we've gone through, specifically in romantic love. The pain that we've gone through that's too many. But I did see whale and orcas. I'll keep that. The pain that we've gone through so that we can get into a point of surrender. Surrender to the alchemy of life. That is really like understanding, alchemy is just a word that gets so tossed around, but there's just too much information for us to act like alchemy wasn't a fucking thing, or wasn't a fucking forefather of modern science. There's so much that, there's just so much information out there. And alchemy, you know, the turning of like lead into gold wasn't solely, I mean, it wasn't just about that. It was really about like internal work. The turning of the shadow into light, the internal lead into gold, and that transmutation process. So what came out was whale and orca elders share your song, frequency of sound, deep diving. So it's interesting. It's like whenever you're cracked open, ooh, some of you have music to make with someone, or some of you are going to start like writing poetry with this partner, or like creating with this new connection, or creating with your friends. There's some sort of like, there's something about like creating sounds, or sound healing, sound baths, working on vocals, working on music, working on, you know, instrumentation. There is just something here about share your song, frequency of sound, share. And some of you are just like, but I can't sing. But you still want to do something musical. Find that outlet. Maybe you just, you know, play guitar, share your song. Maybe you just play harmonica, whatever it is. It's time to like reconnect with sounds, reconnect with the healing qualities and healing properties of sound, and really let yourself dive deep into the magic that wants to the magic that wants to come up from that. What came out was Hierith, longing for home, homesick for the stars, and then star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation. Yeah, there's definitely, we need to get ourselves fucking still, because there are downloads that want to come in. There is divine cosmic instruction, the new order of operations, the next set of instructions want to come in. The divine wants to communicate. Your guide want to communicate with you. Your spirit squad wants to fucking communicate with you, and you need to let yourself be still. You need to enjoy this cosmic slowdown that's happening, because it's like the divine wants you to remember the home, the access to home that you have within you. Homesick for the stars. It's like some of y'all are homesick for a place that you've never been, homesick for a partner you've never had, homesick for a love that you've never experienced, homesick for something that you want to stay, homesick for something that's not here, homesick for something that you can't bring yourself to fathom. It's so big, and it's time to start letting yourself get still and quiet and really bathing in the possibilities. Bottom of the deck, trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Time is not running out. That's what I was just trying to say. Everything is very much so divinely on time right now. All right, I'm gonna pull one from the Star Codes, Astro Oracle. I'm just gonna pull one from these because I'm gonna read the book. So for this full moon in Gemini, 16 degrees Gemini, for our greatest and highest good. What's the information? The message, some of the star codes that we need. Progressions, journey. Number 56, that's 11 and 2. So I do feel like with 11, there's something here about wish fulfillment, synchronicity, divine or cosmic resets coming in. And the divine and cosmic resets come in by way of your choices too. You taking your power back and starting to realize that so much of your progress, so much of your progressions in life, so much of where you're going has to do with your choices. Now, I love looking at progressions in astrology, like looking at your progress chart. That's a whole nother story. Definitely, like, I mean, that's a whole nother video, a whole nother explanation to explain what all of that is. Maybe it'll do it easier than I can here. But for progressions to come out, it's journey. There is progress being made. There, even though you don't feel it, there is motion that is being acquired. Where are we at? Supportive aspects. Progressions. I also feel like there's something about ascension, going higher, climbing. What is, and that makes sense because we're, yeah, as of Friday, as of December 9th, we're going to be having a Capricorn stellium, and so there's Pluto, Mercury, and then Venus will be in Capricorn, and so there is definitely stuff coming up here with accomplishments, your reputation, goals, your career, your public life, people in power, your relationship to power, your relationship to authority, your relationship to discipline and structure. So I do feel like there is something here about timing. Some of y'all are fearing like, oh, I should have had this accomplished by now. I should have done this. The time's running out. The time is not running out. You're exactly where you need to be, babe. Progression's journey. The planets continuously move through time and space. When you are born, you imprint the patterns of that moment, which are described in your natal chart. But the planets keep moving, and you also imprint the patterns they make as they progress through those first few months. These progressions sketch out the big sweeping journey of your life. You live that pattern out at roughly the rate of a year to a day for the rest of your life. Once you are born, you can't choose the cycles you live through, but you can always choose how you respond. Action. Progressions do not speak of a passing thing, but to the big, sweeping arcs of karmic fate to your soul's journey. Your present situation may not make sense in the short term because it has more to do with the big karmic patterns, and how those intersect with the karmic patterns of the world's progress, and less to do with your daily existence. Stand back and look at your life's journey. Think of the years you engaged with the world and the years you needed time for more personal work. Consider making a timeline or painting this landscape to see where you are in those big sweeping patterns. This situation may feel fated, but the outcome is not predestined. Though you may feel uncomfortable, you always have a choice about how to respond and where you go. To help guide you in the moment, consider where you would like to be at the end of your life, a far distant point, and look back. Let this future become your lighthouse to guide you. Even though you may have to go around the rocks and work with the tides, let your lighthouse guide you. Challenge. This is not a small obstacle or opportunity. This is a part of a complex pattern. Every choice you make changes how it unfolds. Gift. Trust the tides and set your own scales. Set your own sails. Goodness, sorry, I should not be reading with these glasses on. These are not the glasses to read with. But progressions also, like, okay. I think it's fun to look into, but if you're not super, actually no, I'm not going to touch on it, because if you're not like super versed in astrology, then if you are, you already know what progressions are. I'm not gonna like dive into it because it's just so it's kind of complex. Not kind of, it is complex. And so lastly, the last oracle deck I want to pull from is the Prophet. Yep, like the book. I'm just going to pull one. Ooh. Nice. Number 6. Life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. Children. Either way, it's funny because Gemini governs early education. Gemini is kin, short journeys, networking, early education, neighborhoods, communities, siblings. But there's something here about gathering, and it's funny because that's what I did yesterday. That's why this wasn't on time. But there's something here about gathering, interactions, communication. It's funny that it says kin, but I feel like there's something here about like you like chosen family. A lot of you like choosing your own family. Number 6. So harmony wants to be restored. Harmony wants to be restored in your social circle. Some of you may be feeling on the up and up, really ready to like explore, ready to like socialize, get out there in some sort of way. And I feel like you should really let yourself do that. Create, like let yourself access childlike joy. Let yourself create from a place, from the, you know, that same kind of innocent inner child space that children create from. And you have access to that. You have an inner child. Children. I just said I don't need to be reading with these glasses. So let me take the fucking glasses on. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. Ooh. Which is another reason I ain't having kids. I ain't ready. Anyway, but it's interesting because I just heard for lovers too, or that goes for lovers too. I liked that. Seek not to, what was it? Nice, it turned right to it. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. That's what I'm saying, reaching for that childlike joy, reaching for that innocence, reaching for that sweetness. And not assuming that your way is better or your way is law or... and so the way that you apply this to your children, those of you who have children, I feel like also it's time to apply this to friendships, apply this to your love relationships, apply this to your whoever you relate to, whoever you commune with. Okay. And so finally, I want to ask these questions here. In what area of life do we need to slow down, rethink our current programming? So, heart rate is high is good. What area of life? Thank you for clear, concise. Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles reversed. So what area of life? It's like your capabilities, the way you manage your time. You need to slow down and rethink your current programming on how you process your pain, how you process your anxiety, how you process your depression, your ability to tell it straight, your ability to set boundaries, your ability to maybe just let people talk to you any old kind of way, your ability to be polite or eloquent when you need to be concise or sharp. There could be something here even about the people-pleasing things. You may need to slow down and rethink your current situation with this Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. or the Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But what this feels like, and what, because I'm not, it doesn't feel like person specific, but I'm asking for an area. Is there something, if you, okay, that's what that was, sorry. If you have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn placements, you are needing to reevaluate the way you talk about your energy levels. Like, I'm so tired, I'm beat, I'm spent, I'm exhausted, I can't do that, I can't, like, whatever, like, it's something like, I feel like some of you or some of us are in a place where we're speaking really negatively about our capabilities, or speaking negative about our energies, and speaking negatively about our energy levels, or speaking negatively about our future, about our business, about our hustle. And it's just like, yo, what you're speaking, you're setting into motion. Chill out. It's time to slow down and rethink the way that you speak, the way, your ability to be direct, your ability to cut through the bullshit. It's like some of you are avoiding confrontation, and it's just setting you the fuck back. Let's just say what it is. Some of you are avoiding confrontation, avoiding cutting someone off. Some of you, there could be some of you who are dating multiple people, or juggling multiple people, or juggling multiple businesses, and you know that you're tired, or you know you need a break, or you know you don't want to date one of these people, or you know that you don't, I don't want to be a player no more. There's something like that. There's something coming through like that. And it's just like, you're needing this slowdown. And if you keep ignoring your truth, it's gonna start tampering with the consequences of your actions. You know what I mean? You could be really like tampering with your karma in some sort of way if you're really if you are avoiding the truth, especially if this has to do with a relationship, someone with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Cancer placements. Some of you, it's like you really, want more. You want more of something, and you may be secretly harboring a desire for more. Some of you secretly, like, you want to cohabitate, you want to get married, you want to be together, you want to make it official, you want to, shout this person's name from the sky, but also you're terrified, and you're terrified to love like this, terrified to be out loud like this. So some of us are needing to slow down and rethink our current partnership programming, our current, like, what we actually want in a partner, what we want versus what we have. Some of us are needing to reevaluate our relationship to secrecy, our relationship to what we share, what's private versus what's public. Okay, next question. What do we need to stop over-analyzing? For clear and concise answers. What do we need to stop analyzing? Ooh, our intuition. It's like, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Some of us, you need to stop over-analyzing the situation with your mother, or the lack of the situation with the mother. Some of you are needing to stop with the love and light shit, or stop ignoring the darkness that you're experiencing. Some of us need to stop ignoring or stop over-analyzing shit with this person with Cancer placements. Some of us are seriously over-analyzing our spirituality. Some of us are seriously spending way too much time in, like, the tarot land, or way too much time in astrology world, or trying to inflate or connect to this divine calling. You can't rush this shit. When you get the call, you get the call. But some of you, it's like you're like over-analyzing. What's my purpose? How do I do this? It's like something is just gonna happen. When I look back at this shit, like, I didn't plan this at all. I did not plan this at all. This just fucking happened. And then all of a sudden I saw, like, the game plan, and it was like, all right, bet, this is what we're doing. This was not part of the plan. But this was always but there was always a call, and I didn't realize. Some of you don't realize you're already answering the call, and some of you know that there's something within you, that there's something spiritual within you. So there's some sort of expansion, that you need to stop overanalyzing and just allow yourself to be. Allow yourself to be in the flow. Allow yourself to stop overanalyzing your also the stuff with intimacy or transparency. Stop overanalyzing the situation with this Cancer or this Scorpio. Stop overanalyzing whether they didn't text or call, or how, like, the frequency of texting or calling or whatever it is. It's like, stop overanalyzing your spirit, your connection to the divine. I feel like there's just something here about, I mean, this makes sense. This is Gemini energy. This is very like logos. This is very like cerebral energy that we're in right now. And so I feel like some of us are spending so much time trying to acquire spiritual knowledge versus taking the time to integrate it and let it like become part of us. You know, and that's why, like, I have to take breaks. Like, I can't just spend so much time just dissecting everything. I don't want to spend my life like that. I want to be in flow. I just want to be out here, like, having all kinds of downloads for you guys and experiencing life so I can come back with all these downloads versus always trying to dissect every single thing all the time. You know what I mean? And so I feel like there is a need to make more room for feeling and experiencing and intuiting, rather than trying to like make sense of everything or acquire all, like, you know, so much esoteric knowledge. It's just like, it's time for, and whatever end of the spectrum that you're on, it's just like, you know what it is. So allow yourself to find neutrality. And so last question, what area of my life do I need to think more before I act? Final card, final message. In what area of life do I need to think more? Do we need to think more? This is a general reading. In what area of life do we need to think more before we act? Five of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. Nine of Cups reversed on the bottom of the deck. Some of us need to think more about the suitors, the people that are trying to get our attention. Some of us need to be more honest about the fact that, like, hey, that's a knight, but I'm really interested in actually a king right now. So I need to stop entertaining these fucking knights so I can actually get the level, the quality, the caliber that I want. What area of life do we need to think more before we act? Being that conformity shit. Some of us, it's like, you're fucking different. I'm sorry, babe, you're different. You were born to stand out. You're born to be the black sheep. You were born to, you know, have a heavier load or carry, you know, a harder burden than those around you for a very, very specific purpose. That purpose may not be revealed to you right now, but trust and believe that there is an absolute reason for why things have been so heavy or so dark, or why you've been experiencing this contrast. We're needing to make sure that also some of us, it's like some of us, it's like, y'all keep quitting jobs. It's like you get into something, it's not what you think, or like some of us, it's just like, yo, there's a lot of fucking sacrifice that goes into, like, you know what, how much I fucking sacrifice, I don't know, like, it doesn't matter, it's not about me, but it's just like, bruh, like, I was in very uncomfortable situations before I was in a very comfortable situation, you know? And learning how to navigate that uncomfortability, how to sit in that motherfucker, how to keep going to a job that I hated, how to keep doing while I was at the job that I hated, doing tarot at my desk, learning astrology, going to classes, finding a mentor, doing all these things, paying all this money to go to learn you know what I mean? It's just like, bruh, there's sacrifices. And Kevin Hart said it best, everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to put the work in. And so what we're needing to evaluate, or what we're we're needing to think more in the areas of finances, commitment, what we spend money on, financial conflicts, how to respond to financial conflicts, how to acquire financial wellness, how to start being more money minded. That's going to come up and happen once we go into Capricorn season. There is going to be definitely like a leveling up financially, especially in regards to just information. And also what some of us are in situations, it's like we have a hard time leaving the toxic situations. And I'm saying I'm not saying you. I'm doing my best to make sure that from now on all of our readings, I say we, because like if it ain't me, it's you. If it ain't you, it's me. We are one in this motherfucker. We're fractals of each other. And so trust and believe that we all have experienced this kind of trauma bonding, or feeling left out, or feeling excommunicated, feeling left out of the group, thinking about quitting, or maybe being fired, going back home, moving. Some of you, it's like it's time to think, especially when it comes to like mental harmony. There's something here about like, oh, I want mental peace, so I need to go numb out, or I need to go drink, or I need to go smoke, or I need to go run, or I need to go do whatever it is. There could be something here about needing to think more when it comes to how can I acquire mental peace? How can I acquire more peace in the realm of my mind? I need to think more about who I need to leave, who I need to be in communion with, who I need to still be talking to, who I need to still be surrounding myself with. It's time for us all to start be thinking more about like who we need to turn our back on, what we need to turn our back on, what is unworthy of us, what is not treating us according to our value. Because you teach people how to treat you by how you treat your motherfucking self. So what are you teaching people on a consistent basis with how you show up in your life and how you show up in the world? And how you present yourself, how you carry yourself. There will be changes, there will be upgrades. It's coming in. I love you. You got this.